Jeremiah 48. Excuse me. I read from the Institute for Scripture Research, the ISR, because it's a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Greek to English, and Aramaic to English. Just gonna let the big noisy truck roll by. Yah is short for Yahweh, Yahweh, Yod-He, Vod-He. There's no difference. Yah is the Elohim of the heavens and the earth, the first and the last and the only. Yah is an extremely jealous El. He doesn't even want the names of idols or mighty ones to come to our lips. And Yah is the Elohim of the heavens and the earth, the first and the last and the only. And the letter J is about 600 years old, while the son of Elohim, Yehoshua, died on a stake for the sins of all of humanity more than 2,000 years ago. In a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Yehoshua is Joshua. Excuse me. Excuse me. Jeremiah 48. Concerning Moab, this is what YahWeh of hosts, the Elohim of Israel, said: Woe to Nebo, for it is ravaged. Kiriathaim is put to shame, captured. Qiryathayim. The high stronghold is put to shame and broken down. There is praise for Moab no longer in Heshbon. H with a dot, Eshbon. Excuse me. They have devised evil against her. Come and let us cut it off as a nation. O madmen, spelled M-A-D with a line underneath of it, M-E with a half a check mark, N. O madmen, you are also cut off. A sword goes after you. Wait, that's a place? That's a place? Someone named it O Madman? Old Madman? Yeah, that's not a place I would want to go. Just because of its name, I already know what the city's about. Listen, an outcry from Horonaim. Horonaim, H with a dot, Oronaym. Ravaging and great destruction. Moab shall be destroyed. Her little ones shall cry out. For on the ascent of Lehuith, Luh with a dot, Ith, they go up weeping bitterly. For in the descent of Yehoronium, the enemies shall hear a cry of destruction. Flee, deliver your own lives, and be like a blush in the wilderness. For because you have trusted in your works and your treasures, you shall be captured, and Chemosh, Kemosh, shall go forth into exile, his priests and his heads together, and a ravager shall come into every city. No one escapes. And the valley shall perish, and the plain be destroyed, as Yahweh has spoken. Give wings to Moab, for she has to flee away, and her cities become a ruin, with no one to dwell in them. Cursed is he who is slack in doing the work of Yahweh, and cursed is he who withholds his sword from blood. That's in brackets, so I don't think that's in it. The cursed is he who is slack from that point down to sword from blood. That's all in a bracket, so I don't... I think it's a suggestion. I think that's what they're trying to say. Moab has been at ease from his youth, and he has settled on his dregs, and has not been emptied from vessel to vessel, nor has he gone into exile. Therefore his flavor has stayed in him, and his fragrance is unchanged. Therefore see, the days are coming, declares Yahweh, when I shall send him tilters, who shall tilt him over, and empty his vessels, and break the bottles. And Moab shall be ashamed because of Chemosh, as the house of Israel was ashamed of Bethel their refuge. How do you say, we are mighty and strong men of for battle? Excuse me. Moab is ravaged, and her cities have been entered, and her chosen young men have gone down to the slaughter, declares the sovereign, whose name is YahWeh of hosts. The calamity of Moab is near to come, and his affliction hurries fast. Lament for him, all you who are around him, and all you who know his name. Say, how the strong scepter has been broken, the staff of splendor. Come down from your esteem and sit in thirst, O inhabitant, daughter of Dibon, D-I-B with a line underneath it, O-N. For the ravager of Moab shall come against you, he shall destroy your strongholds. Stand by the way and watch, O inhabitant of Aroer, A-R-O apostrophe E with a half a check mark R. Ask him who flees and her who escapes, say, what has been done? Moab has been put to shame, for it has been broken down. Howl and cry, let it be heard in Arnon, that Moab is ravaged, and judgment has come on the plain country, on Holon, H with a dot, O-L-O-N, and on Yatsa, Y-A-H with a dot, T-S-A-H, and on Mophath, M-O-P-H-A apostrophe A-T-H, and on Dibon, and Nebo, and Beth Diblathaim. Beth is B-E with a half a check mark, Y-T-H, and then Diblathaim, D-I-B with a line underneath it, L-A-T-H-A-Y-I-M. And on Quiriathaim, Q-I-R-Y-A-T-H-A-Y-I-M, and on Beth Gamul, G-A-M-U-L, and on Beth Meon, M-E apostrophe O-N, and on Querioth, Q-E-R-I-Y-O-T-H, and on Botsra, B-O-T-S-R-A-H, and on all the cities of the land of Moab, far and near. The horn of Moab has been cut off, and his arm has been broken, declares YahWeh. Make him drunk, because he has made himself great against YahWeh. Moab shall splash in his vomit, and he shall also be in mockery. And was not Israel a mockery to you? Was he found among thieves? For wherever you speak of him, you shake your head, O inhabitants of Moab. Leave the cities and dwell in the rock, and be like the dove making a nest in the sides of the cave's mouth. We have heard of the pride of Moab. He is very proud. That's in brackets too. He is very proud. We have heard the pride of Moab, of his loftiness and arrogance and pride, and of the haughtiness of his heart. I know his wrath, declares YahWeh, and his boasts are untrue, and his deeds are false. Therefore I wail for Moab, and I cry out for all Moab. I mourn for the men of Quir-Heres, Q-I-R, and then Heres is H with a dot, E-R-E-S. O vine of Sibma, I weep for you with the weeping of Azer, or Yazer, Y-A apostrophe Z-E with a half a check mark R. Your branches have passed over the sea, they have come to the sea of Yazer. The ravager has fallen on your summer fruit and your grape harvest. Joy and gladness have been taken away from the orchard and from the land of Moab. And I have made wine to cease from the wine presses. No one treads with shouting. The shouting is no shouting. From the outcry of Heshbon into Elela, E-L'-A-L-E with a half a check mark H. Unto Yahats, Y-A-H-A-T-S. They shall raise their voice from Soar, T-S-O'-A-R, into Horonaim, H with a dot, O-R-O-N-A-Y-I-M, like a 3-year-old heifer, for even the waters of Nimrim, N-I-M-R-I-M, has dried up. And I shall make an end to Moab, to him who offers in the high places and burns incense to his mighty ones, declares Yahweh. So my heart sounds for Moab like flutes, and my heart sounds for the men of Quirheres like flutes. Therefore the wealth they made shall be gone, for every head is bald and every beard clipped, cuts on all the hands, and sackcloth on the loins. On all the housetops of Moab and in its streets it is all lamentation, Lamentation, for I have broken Moab like a vessel in which no one delights, declares Yahweh. How has she been broken down? They shall wail. How has Moab turned her back with shame? So Moab shall be a mockery and a horror to all those about her. For thus said Yahweh, see, he roars like an eagle, and shall spread his wings over Moab. Querioth, Q-E-R-I-Y-O-T-H, shall be encamped, and the stronghold seized, and the heart of the mighty men in Moab, which is spelled M-O'-A-B with a line underneath of it. I think I said it earlier, but I could be mistaken. And on that day shall be like the heart of a woman in labor, and Moab shall be destroyed as a people, because he has made himself great against Yahweh. Fear and the pit and the snare are upon you, O inhabitant of Moab, declares Yahweh. He who flees from the fear falls into the pit, and he who gets out of the pit is caught in the snare. For I am bringing upon Moab the year of her punishment, declares Yahweh. Those who fled stood powerless under the shadow of Heshbon, but a fire shall come out of Heshbon, and a flame from the midst of Sihon, S-I-H with a dot O-N, and consume and brow, B-R-O-W, brow, and consume the brow of Moab, and the crown of the heads of the sons of uproar. The brow of Moab, and the crown of the head of the sons of uproar. Woe to you, O Moab, the people of Chemosh have perished. I'm pretty sure Chemosh is an idol. For your sons have been taken into exile, and your daughters into exile. But I shall turn back the captivity of Moab in the later days, declares Yahweh. Thus far, this is the judgment of Moab. I need to take a break from looking down. But yeah, in the later days is when Yehoshua returns on a horse with a sword coming out of his mouth, engulfed in the flames of the heavens, and we're going to get plucked. There's going to be a war. Oh.